It's almost midnight, but I just came up with something to do. Um, I guess I'll call this like behind the subs or whatever, and I'll be talking about the the reasoning behind me making some of the lines the way they are. I guess. I don't know. Maybe someone would be interested in this. I don't even know if I'll upload this. Oh well. So, new Kanojo Okarishimasu PV, which came out today. Translated that. I had schoolwork to do, but I did spend like an hour on this. Yeah, so I guess I'll just hit play. We'll just listen to it together. I do not have the right speakers selected. Here we go. Now I can actually hear it myself, and it doesn't come through the speakers. Here we go. That's loud. I apologize. I should have set up before. Oh well. So, well, we'll start from the start. Now, obviously, the alignment here is a bit off. The thing just being that the VA's text had to be here. And I didn't really find any other spot where it could have nicely gone, especially if when I ended up putting them all centered later on. I just didn't want to put this one somewhere on the sides or whatever, so I moved it slightly over, and also moved over the text to the right. Oh well. Also, I'm sure there's something to be done about this. I think there's like plugins for it, but I couldn't figure it out. The text doesn't fade quite nice. I'm a perfectionist. Don't mind me. The text when it fades because of the transparencies, it looks a bit weird. It doesn't like fade as the other one does. And I made it just fade much quicker than the real text, because the shorter the fade is, the less likely you'll be able to notice that it looks awful. So like if I start from the beginning, oh well. Yeah, I mean this line's straightforward. Actually, it's just is how it is. Hatachi is like a special word for 20 years old. I'm gonna turn it down myself. It's too loud. Yeah, so this is kind of straightforward. I just copied actually this from the Mami PV from a while ago. It's exactly the same scene. Also, here's once again my little watermark at the top, just in case someone decides to steal this, just because that has happened. It really, this line's a bit weird. Although, like, I copied this from the other trailer, from I think it was a Mizuhara trailer. And I spent some time on trying to think of how to do this. In reality, it's saying something like, after being rejected, this appeared in front of me or something. I'm not quite sure how to put this into words. I think this is like the best way I could have. I found that it would be properly put into words in English. If you know a better way to translate this, then let me know, because I'm still a learner, still a beginner from the Japanese language, so like, you know, whatever. Like, in front of me who was rejected or whatever, this appeared, or it doesn't really translate very well to English, because he doesn't say, and he doesn't actually mention she or anything. It just kind of the way the Japanese language works, so I just made it work for English, whatever. Yeah, that's also pretty standard. She actually says like, I'm called Mizuhara Chizuru, but like whatever. Yes, that's pretty straightforward. One thing I disliked about this part, and I just couldn't be bothered to fix it again. The one on the right doesn't line up with the one on the left, and it kind of slides down a bit. Oh well. In reality, he's just saying it's a girlfriend, but you know, again, Japanese is a fake language. I made it just like she's my girlfriend because he's saying it to his parents and showing her off. I'm assuming. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu is nice to meet you. Oh well. This one, I wasn't quite so sure about this, like, yuresarenai or whatever. sorry, it's yurusarenai. Yeah, so it can be mean. It can be used to mean to forgive, or because it's the nai form, it's the not forgive. But I think in this case it would be the not allow. You know. So if I think this is a good way to phrase that. Partner who you're not allowed to truly fall in love with, because he mentions like hontou no.
本当に好きになるなんて言う。
本当に好きになる. Really, really start to like, so fall in love. Also, in case you hadn't noticed, this actually does say English slap, and again, I just kind of stole this from my previous trailer because it's exactly the same scene here.
やっぱり嫌だったよな。
This one, I took some, I guess, a little bit of liberties with these ones, to try to make them work.
やっぱり嫌だったよな。
やっぱり嫌だったよな。And like, so like, yeah, is like it means like not liking, disagreeable, detestable. Yeah, yappari is like yep. I mean, I didn't really translate this one. Like, I translated this one in my head without looking it up. Yeah, so as expected, but probably after all, if you didn't like, I think this is a good phrase. Huh?
こんなクズの彼女なんて。
So he's actually like saying really short. He's saying like two really short phrases, like.
こんなクズの彼女なんて。
But yeah, kuzu means like trash or something. But Japanese is a vague language where it just works, so you can be super vague and it's technically a correct sentence. But like, I made this a pretty long one in English, but you know, I got the meaning across, I guess. In this case, これが is like emphasis on the it in the Japanese, and I would have liked for the English translation to have more focus on the it, and the it being the girlfriend of a worthless person. But I rewrote this like 10 times and I couldn't really figure out a way to properly do that isn't super long in English. So instead I just left it as it's my job. And she just says tanoshikatta, which is like, it was fun, but I made it link a bit more to the previous thing she had said. And I had fun. Oh yeah, this is the most inexcusable error I've ever made. Where I messed up the order of the question mark and exclamation mark. They are not the same as the Japanese one above. Oh no, what a huge problem. I tried looking to make these flip as well, but doing it with the standard rotation in a Aigi sub makes it look weird. And I could have done it frame by frame manually by making it squish, but I just decided it was too much effort to manually do this, so instead I just made it fade. And you can see the incorrect fading again, and I'm sure I could have fixed that somehow, but whatever. So this actually like says, this isn't necessarily, let's see, this phrase is interesting. What is it again? It's some word with where is it? Itsuwa, which is like fiction, fabrication, lie, falsehood. So I just made it like fake love. Itsuwari no koi ga. So false love, fake love, and then like honmono no koi ni. And this is, I hope that I interpreted this the correct way. This is like this is a phrase that is kind of cut short, but ni is a thing that implies movement towards. And also, I'm pretty sure this is just a sentence that you're supposed to interpret this as, I think, honmono no koi ni naru, or something like that, because ni naru is to become, but it's just cut short. You just gotta, it's implied that it becomes, because the ni already gives a direction. Japanese particles. I'm not 100% sure on this. Don't quote me on any of this. But again, if anyone watching somehow knows more and can tell me if this is right or wrong, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so honmono no koi. Honmono is obviously like real thing. I never actually translated this. I just realized I translated this without looking at, which makes me happy because that means I'm doing better. Yeah, the real thing, the real deal, real love. Yep. Oh, this one's fun. So, she obviously says hello, like, and hello is like hello in English. And you may ask, why didn't you just put hello there then? But I thought she's saying hello, which is a non-standard way of greeting someone in Japanese, because it's English. So I thought that the translation should be a non-standard way of greeting in English. So just writing hello in English would be a standard way of greeting someone. So I changed it to heya, because she is being very informal to the main character. So this one is another one that I'm not 100% sure on, but it appears to be an implied sentence again, where the implication here is that he still likes her. So ore hontou ni. So me really, do I really still Mami-chan? So this, to me, this feels like an implied sentence, because I know that like someone no koto ga suki means to like someone. So I assumed that the no koto ga is that same koto ga suki. So maybe I got the implication wrong, but I just assumed it was that, because she is his ex, so I guess he is questioning whether he still likes her or not, because she just suddenly broke up with him. Yeah, that wasn't. This one's definitely not implied, and again, it uses the same no koto ga suki, which again I think is implied by the previous one. Also, the Ichinosa up here, I think I took a little look at the scanlation manga, which I prefer not to do a lot of the time, but this is actually another scene from like a previous PV, and I looked for it, and I think Ichinose here is actually, I think it is actually Mizuhara's like real name. I think she's using a fake name here, but I don't quite remember. But I think this is her house, and after all, she is on like the other side of the door. So, slam, yeah. This is another scene from the previous one, previous trailers, and I just put the slam there. I'm not sure where else it would have gone. I didn't make it move because it was only on screen for such a short time, whatever. Yes, Takashi Ria. I did realize I didn't actually like translate the song title. I'm not sure if it should have done that. It's sentimental? No, the centimeter. I can read. Centimeter. It means centimeter. Maybe I should have translated that. I'm not so sure. Oh well. Now this person doesn't actually he doesn't actually specify who he's talking about. But given the website actually says that he is the main character's friend, I'm assuming he is obviously talking about his friend, because he knows about his friend. He's not a bad person. Poor beauty's turned into worthless high college student. You know, I could choose between like university or college. I'm not sure. Daigaku, it can be, I think, as far as I can tell, it can be college and university. It really isn't much of a difference, I think. Yeah, so whatever. I changed it to college student. Another thing is that the particles have a different color and are smaller, but the particles don't exist in English. Particles are a grammatical thing in Japanese that just isn't there in English, so I'm not sure what I should have done with that. I just left it all the same color as the normal text and just kind of ignored it. Oh well. Yep, and that's the trailer. I didn't bother translating more than just the airing day. Maybe I could have put 2020 in there, but you know, whatever. You can see it on screen anyway. I mean, there's more like wonder if this is I don't actually know. This is evening, I think, for kanji. This is probably hoso stato, so it probably starts at like 1:25 in the morning. Jesus. Oh well, didn't translate that, so I don't think it was necessary. Also, I think it says like at the bottom right, it probably says like also probably says something like that the airing day can change depending on the situation, because you know, current situation in the world. So kind of an interesting thing with onushi. Onushi is like an archaic term to refer to you, and you know, grandma's old, so she uses like old language. I didn't really translate that to English very well. Yeah, I don't even know if there is an English way of like an old English, like a word for you that makes it sound old. I don't know if there is such a thing. Also, she just mentions like onushira, which is technically just plural and doesn't specify two, but in English it's much better just to say you two. I mean this one's that one's also pretty obvious. Well, that's that. 18 minutes of me rambling about this. Hopefully it was interesting. Probably not. By the way, by the time this comes out, it's probably the next day. I don't know if I'll upload this directly or wait a moment. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, that's that. Hope you liked the little look behind the scenes of it. Yeah. I like doing the typesetting stuff. I like it. It takes a while, but it got it done, and gladly it's appreciated. I'm happy it's appreciated. I thought I removed this comment. I think this guy spammed it. This guy was like spamming comments. I wonder if it's a bot account. When will it release? Well, maybe you should have looked till the end, bro. Anyway, that's like the behind the translation. And yeah, thanks for watching.